Welcome to the USA BMX Pro Series pre-show. We're in stop 4 of the USA BMX Pro Series, and I'm here with Donnie Robinson. Donnie, I'm kind of excited that you're still here. Donnie's
like
kind
alive?
of a Donnie's a no, he's a commentating superstar.
Oh yes.
You just got so I'm glad that you're still out here at this little USA BMX thing that we're doing.
Oh yeah.
And you're here commentating with me, but for those of you who missed the show last week, Donnie was out in Manchester for his first Supercross commentating job. Donnie, how'd that go?
It was a bit different. I'm gonna be the first to admit I wasn't super pleased with my performance. Just being so critical, obviously, of everything, my riding.
But that's what you do. You're a professional BMX racer. Whatever you do, you want to do it good.
That is true. And but the opportunity, I didn't want to pass it up. You know, I kind of told myself this year that the Supercross series was not going to happen for me. I just kind of want to concentrate on USA BMX, and but I like the scene there. And so when I got the opportunity to travel over, I couldn't pass it up because I love talking, as everybody knows, and I could still stay in the scene. And it was very difficult. I mean, not only because it was tough to talk about the guys that I really want to beat, and that would probably be here this weekend, but it was good to appreciate the sport from an outsider's perspective and try to give a little bit different flavor. You know, Pete Deluski has been doing that gig for many years. And I respect him so much more now for it because it is really it's difficult. It's a little bit different than even what you and I do, but there's a little bit of pressure involved, and there's always people talking in your ear like, "Oh, we got an interview coming up. We're gonna cut here, and so to hear that, and then for you to speak, and
it's all live. So you guys are all doing it live. That's all the pressure. So when you mess up what you're saying or anything like that, then there's no retakes. You can't cut the frame and redo it all over again.
And we have to hold the mic actually up very close to our mouth, and so I talk with my hands a lot, so I can't do this. So again, it put me out of my element at least a little bit. But I'm definitely welcome to the criticism. Luckily, nobody said many bad things, even though I know I deserved a few of the critics. But again, like, I know it's hard. Like, I respect Pete more. It's definitely a super hard gig, and but I was glad to take part of it.
Man, it looked awesome. You guys did a great job, and let's talk about a little bit, not so much about the commentating, but we're both kind of in the we were some of the Supercross OGs. We were at the very first ones they ever did. I know we did the downhill stuff, we did all of that, and now we're kind of in a position where we're not racing as much Supercross. We're focusing on this, and some of these other opportunities are coming our way for people like us who have had the knowledge and done it for so long. And was it different? I know I raced my first Supercross race in 2 years at the National Championship, and it was so fun to be back on that hill. Was it fun for you to go practice a little bit, but then kind of remove yourself from that and kind of, like you said, sit back and you're commentating about the guys you're used to being up in the gate, and you're probably going to be racing this weekend out here at this awesome track?
Yeah, again, it's different. I mean, I told myself that I wasn't going to race this season because I wasn't comfortable with myself on those tracks. It takes a certain person to get into the Olympic Training Center and to have access to these tracks, and unfortunately I don't really have that right now. So I haven't been on a Supercross track in a year. Yeah. And the last one that I was at, I ended up getting a concussion. So
my last one, I went to the hospital, so I feel your pain on that one.
That was that. So another plus that I saw to this gig was I was like, okay, I'm going to show up. I'm going to be a part of the GoPro track preview that they do, and so I can get a little bit of track time, actually still be on these courses, and kind of remove myself a little bit from the risk of not having 7 other people surround me. So it was good, again, to kind of get a little bit of track time to tell myself, okay, like, I see myself coming back to this, or I don't. But yes.
So do you?
As of right now, we're still up in the air.
We're still up in the air.
Because, again, that was my first time on a track in a year. And as most people know, like, I'm not the first one to go out and hit stuff. We got the Barry Nobles. We have those type of people to do that for us. And we can judge off of how they look. But I was there alone, hitting this track for the first time by myself. So I survived, which was a huge plus for me. But again, after I kind of conquered that for myself, I was able to remove myself from that pressure type situation, step back and be like, okay, my job riding for the weekend's done. Let's focus on this commentating and make that the best we can. So yeah, it was a very plus.
Great. Well, we're going to switch gears a little bit from the Supercross stuff to another great facility out here in Atlanta, Georgia. So we're out here, stop for the USA BMX Pro Series, and the track looks great. We're in an awesome park setting. For those of you that aren't here, there's trees all around. The sun's shining. We got clear skies. It's shaping up to be a great race weekend. The track looks awesome. They did a great job.
We have never been here before, right?
I don't think I ever have. I think they had a pro race here maybe 2009.
Yeah, you and I.
Yeah, I haven't been here, though.
No, last time I remember seeing this track was on the Transit DVDs when Bubba Harris and John Purse and Stumpy.
KB were jumping in there. They were all battling it.
Yeah. So to be here for the first time, seeing the track for the first time, that is an awesome layout that they have right now. Very smooth. Got that Georgia clay.
Yep.
Liking the way that looks. Again, the setting is great. I don't think we're going to have a DeSoto type race where it's warmer and then it's going to just...
It's going to be the exact opposite.
Miserable.
It's supposed to be hot and humid this weekend, but I'll take that hot and humidity over the freezing cold and rain any day of the week.
Speaking of DeSoto, last stop, like what is wrong with Texas and having a national come there and the weather just go to poop?
It's been rough the last couple years.
Alive.
Yeah, but it was cold outside, but that racing action was unreal in there. So we saw a little bit of turn events in that semi, especially on Sunday.
We did.
Sam not making quarter. He didn't make it out of the quarters.
Sam
I think.
Willoughby is human, everybody.
Yeah, he actually, even though like it wasn't necessarily his fault, it was kind of just a collision of things. But he hit the ground.
You can call it out like it is. I mean,
yeah, he should have been further in front.
I don't know.
Maybe he should have. At the end of the day, that's BMX.
We should have Sam call in and tell us what happened.
Yeah, I think Sam's in Australia right now. Can we get a Skype call and just ask him?
Yeah, that's right. He's got the money.
So more importantly, Sam's out. And we've got a new face that kind of jumped in and kind of said, hey, what's up? I was on the podium yesterday. I want the whole thing today.
Well, it could only serve to have a Texan perform well at a Texas race, kind of step in for our KB88.
That's right. That's right.
We have T-Bone Tanner Sebesta, who didn't come out of nowhere, obviously. He's been around the scene forever.
He's been on the scene for years, but he's lately been making a wave. You know, we saw a podium out of him in Reno. He showed up there. He got a solid third place on Saturday. And like I said, he just lined up gate one like, hey, I've been around this track before. I know what to do. I got my home fans here. Let's do this.
Well, we got the riders. His competitors are like, well, how did T-Bone do it? Well, if you look at the video, he just executed. Like, everything worked the way it needed to for him to get that victory. I mean, you know, he was in gate one. He was just executing down the first straight flawlessly. Took the lead and didn't let it go. I mean, hardly any mistakes, maybe one mistake on the third straightaway, he might say.
But more importantly, that first straightaway, you saw the guys come out in typical AA. Everybody's 8 wide by wide, and you got some real heat coming on the outside, and they all bobble over that first jump, and T-Bone just smooth right over the first thing, just all the way into the lead, and did, like you said, executed, did exactly what he had to do to get that win. And now it's kind of shaking things up a little bit, you know, with some solid podiums. He's up there in the standings.
Well, that's just it. I mean, for everybody, racers of all ages, you know, as long as you're smooth and you can execute and do what you're out there to do, like, wins come.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know, it doesn't matter if you've never won before and then all of a sudden you just come up with that magical win. Like, it just takes one time. It takes a little belief, and that positive momentum starts to roll. And again, so we have another player on our hands with T-Bone.
Oh man, the class is just getting more and more stacked this year. It's been unreal. So actually, let's cut to our first commercial break, and we've got T-Bone here. We're going to bring him in for our first interview of the day, and maybe get a little insight. You got some insight from myself and Donnie over what went on that weekend, but now we can get it from the man himself, and we're going to cut to a quick commercial, and we'll bring T-Bone in right after this. All right, viewers, we're back, and like we talked about, we were talking about T-Bone, and now we have the man himself, T-Bone Tanner Sebesta, how you been, bud? You've had a lot going on. You had a great weekend in DeSoto. You just got back from Manchester, and now here you are in Atlanta, Georgia.
Definitely, yeah. It's been really hectic, all over the place. But I'm happy to be back here on the USA BMX Series, doing what I love and what I know, riding my bike.
There we go. There we go. So you've kind of just within the last 6 months been thrown into this whole thing where it's like, boom, now you go weekend. Did you kind of have you had that before, where you just back to back and just racing so competitively weekend in and weekend out?
Yeah, not at all. Now that I'm AA pro, I have to show up to every race and perform. When you're amateur, you can pick and choose the races you want to go to based on like rider count, what's going to be the biggest. But now you have to go to every single race and be prepared and ready, no matter what.
Now you're going for a living instead of just for saver stamps and a nag plate.
Yeah, heck, exactly. I'd take saver stamps nowadays.
That'd be all right, huh? So here you are. How do you feel coming into this weekend? Like you said, you just got back from Manchester. You're riding the big hill, big track. You got to switch gears a little bit, because looking at this, there's a lot of differences going on. Flat hill, flat straight, and it's just all about the power. As we're Manchester, you got big jumps, a little bit of a drop in, everything like that.
Yeah, exactly. I've always felt like I've been more of a power rider. So when I come out to these races, I'm pretty comfortable. I feel like it's a little switch for me to go on the big hill. So yeah, I feel comfortable now.
Excellent, excellent.
Well, tell us, or tell the fans, or anybody who's watching. So Manchester, England, first Supercross race. That was your first funded race with the USA BMX team, right? So that's a huge milestone for you as an athlete. I mean, you have the Olympics on the horizon, but getting in that USA team, kind of cementing your spot, proving your worth. That had to have been awesome to be chosen for that funded group.
Oh, for sure.
We know for ourselves.
And just putting on that USA jersey. I don't know about you, but I mean, we both, like Donnie said, we've both been on the funded team before, and just getting to put on that USA jersey and know that you're not only representing your sponsors, but you're representing your country.
Right.
That has to definitely mean something.
Yeah, it does. When I was out there, you have your jersey on, and it was good to, I think, go out there after that win in DeSoto. I had a couple riders come up to me. I didn't really know who they were. And, they came up to me, congratulated me, and I got to, meet these guys. So I think just having my last name on the back with the USA jersey, maybe put a little fear in the other riders. I'm not sure how they felt.
Well, let's be real with one thing, is USA BMX, this is the toughest series in the world.
Right.
You get a win in the elite men class, and that puts your name out there. It is what it is. Everybody comes here. It's the hardest in the world. You're winning this class, and people are going to know your name.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Do.
So how did that win feel last week, or a couple weekends ago? What was that like to win that, man? It's got to be unreal.
Yeah, it definitely was. I've been racing since I was 4 years old. Been working for this day since I started racing, and definitely a dream come true. Sitting at that finish line after I won, I was just in awe. Like, it was crazy. Luckily I had my parents there to enjoy the win with me. That honestly meant the most to me about all of it. Like, my parents got to see what I had been doing out in California. I got to come home and show them that I have been putting in my work, and the money they have been giving me was worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
If that's the case, can your parents loan me money? Maybe I'll start to plan. I don't know if that's the secret sauce or whatever, but it had to have meant so much more to you doing it in front of the home state crowd of Texas. There have been so many great riders in the past, whether it was a Steve Veltman or a Kyle Bennett. Do you kind of see yourself stepping in and filling that role as maybe one of the role models for the young Texans?
I don't know about, stepping in place of them, but, I definitely love, hanging out with the kids. And, when I used to live in Texas, I was always doing clinics with the little ones. So, I basically know every kid on the scene out there. So, yeah, it was good to go home and just see all the kids that I'd been training, and, they were all killing it too. I have to give a shout out to, one of my favorite riders back home. He's 11 expert, Dylan Wood. He's came so far since, where he started. He just turned expert a year ago, dude. That kid is such a shredder. I'm looking forward to seeing him killing it out here this weekend. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. That's where we all started.
Yep.
So it's cool to kind of have a role model like yourself, somebody who's out there doing it, and you can kind of give back to your sport and help the next generation come up. Yeah.
All right. So T-Bone, what's next?
This weekend, kill it.
All right, that's it.
That's it.
That's good. It's this weekend and kill it.
Exactly. That's what I trained to do. Come out here and just have fun and ride my bike. I'm just so excited to get back out on the track and ride this weekend. After Manchester, not performing up to what I wanted to do is a real bummer. And now, I get to come back out here and have fun and, you know, see what I can do out here.
Hey, well, that's BMX. I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but that love, that belief in yourself, it's always got to remain, because if it doesn't, that's what makes things difficult. So.
Excellent, excellent. Well, let's wrap up our first interview here. We're going to cut to our next commercial break. Thanks for stopping by, T-Bone.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you on the gate, bud.
All right, sounds good.
I was born in California like my new stats bloodline.
Okay, riders, let's set them up.
But I didn't start racing until my family and I moved back here to Toluca, Mexico when I was 11. I ride and train now all the time. Maybe one day I'll go back to racing the USA. Maybe even win the USA BMX Grand Nationals. My name is Andres Aviles, but they just call me Cheeto.
Okay, guys, we're back with interview number 2. We've got AC Amanda Carr doing it for J&R Bicycles and all other awesome sponsors. Amanda, how you been?
It's been well.
Yeah?
You know, just traveling, and this year one of my goals is really just to race more. You know, travel and race more. Try to be as good as Donnie.
We all try to be as good as Donnie. That's kind of our goal.
She already made it, so she's done for the year, I guess. Ooh, I knocked my mic. So Amanda Carr, you have a huge webisode series.
Vlog, right? Vlog?
Yeah.
Vlog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vlog,
Let's talk a little bit about it. That's a great topic to talk
what's
about.
What's it called? BMX Quest?
It's
so
called,
people can search for it.
It's called AC's Quest, and it's just on my channel on YouTube.
What is your YouTube channel?
It's Amanda Carr BMX.
Okay.
Yeah. And I basically just came up with a concept because I was like, you know what? After switching like my federation from the U.S. to Thailand, I was like, you know, I kind of want to track this like quest of mine to make the games.
Yeah.
And just, I was really doing it more for myself, but then I was like, you know what? If I'm going to make this, I might as well just put it out there. That's way it's safe online. Like, I'll never lose it or whatever.
It is safe online. It's always going to be there, whatever you do.
as safe can be online. But I was like, you know, I'll put it up there. People watch it. Cool. If people don't, that's all right, too. It's really more for myself. But I don't know. I've gotten some pretty good views from it. People seem to like it.
I have noticed it myself. What are you on, like number 39 or
39? Nice.
I don't know.
It's just my career number.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you planned that, Don. Good work.
Beautiful. I think you are in the 30s.
Actually, I'm in the 40s. I'm almost 50.
40s. You missed a couple.
Yeah.
Okay. You missed a couple.
I missed a couple weeks. I've had.
No, Donnie
weeks,
missed
so
a couple.
I'm really sorry.
I did look for them and watch a few of them.
Cool.
But let's talk about that quest and your decision to kind of move from the American team focused to Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
We need to talk about that.
Sure.
That's some elephant that's in some room. But what was the reason for that?
The reason for it is just my goal in BMX. Like, you know, since BMX became a part of the games in 08, I wasn't old enough to compete in 08. Like, you guys, you know, we had to be 19, and I was 18 in 2008. So wasn't going to make the 08 games, and I decided to go for 2012. And, of course, under the U.S. delegation, you know, the talent's really deep in the U.S. There's a lot of fast riders here. And, unfortunately, I just missed making the cut for 2012. And I was like, man, like, what's going to be my best option to make the 2016 games? And, you know, Thailand came up with my mom being born and raised in Thailand. And I was like, man, like, why don't I just pursue this route? Like, I watched other riders like Danny Kellogg do it. Mm-hmm. And so we met with the Thai Cycling Federation, and they're like, when do you want to start? I was like, ASAP.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
ASAP.
Give me the jersey.
ACSAP.
ACSAP, yeah.
Well, that's interesting because, you know, we all have goals, and we got to find a way to achieve those goals. And sometimes you have to make kind of a life-altering decision sometimes to make those dreams come true. And like you said, Danny Kellogg did it for the Philippines. He's seeing huge support from them.
Yes.
So again, like the USA riders, again, and the USOC and the program that they put together is amazing. and they support their athletes. But again, to kind of go after that goal that you want and make that decision, I can't imagine that you're disappointed with it.
I mean, there's pros and cons to everything. Like, born and raised in Florida, like, I've worn the American flag since I started racing back in 1995. So it was kind of weird to, like, not be riding the American flag anymore.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But at the same time, like, I'm still true to my roots. And my roots, I'm lucky that my roots reside on, the other sides of the world, where in America and then in Thailand, completely on the other side of the globe. So just
and how has it been your transition going over there? And I see you've been doing a lot of racing over there. And has the press and the public really got behind you and your decision and your results?
Yeah, I mean, they're behind me 100% because there's something there called the Southeast Asian Games, which happen like every 2 years, and then the Asian Games, which are every 4 years, which is kind of like the Pan Am Games in the U.S. But like, they see me doing really well at those games. So, like most things, they want winners on their teams. So the media and the government has really gotten behind me and supported me 100% for these games, and also, the pursuit to the Olympics.
Awesome.
Well, I guess I have another question.
Sure.
So, so your vlogs, all of these things. I see you've done some glamour shots.
Yeah.
As far as being a female, which is great. I think for the younger, female riders that get into the sport, they know that they can do, kind of a tough action sport, but they can also remain girly. So is that part of anything that you're working on? Are you planning on kind of like doing more glamour shots? I don't know. Like, is that part of your image?
I mean, it just kind of happened. Like, I had taken, everyone gets your senior pictures when you're in high school and stuff. And the lady that was taking my picture, she's like a family friend, and she's like, man, I'd really like to do more with you. Like, I really want to take more pictures with you. And I'm like, okay. And I'm kind of shy. Like, I was like, my shirt's staying on kind of deal, like spandex. I don't know about all that. And then eventually I got more comfortable with being in a sports bra and small spandex and stuff, and the shots just kind of I mean,
didn't take Donnie near as long though.
Well, he didn't have to wear the sports bra, so it was like less piece.
Yeah. Exactly, even easier.
But I mean, it just like one thing led to another, and then pretty soon I'm wearing like business attire and just kind of modeling whatever, because she's like, I just want to take pictures of you. And I'm like, okay. And I looked at the pictures, and I'm like, man, these look pretty good. Like, that's not too bad.
You're looking fancy out there.
I was like, well, I'll share it with the world. We'll put it on Facebook, as safe as the internet can be.
No, I mean, I agree. I thought it was nice to see, again, the I don't know. I can't even think.
It's hard to try to keep it, like, it's not, like, super sexy, but it's, like, conservative at the same time. Like, it's not...
It's glamour. It's showing off that you can, exactly what Donnie said. You can go out here. Yeah, you can go out here and you can be in the dirt and you can race hard and you can train hard, because she does. I've trained with Amanda plenty of times and she works harder than anybody. But then when you want to be a lady and you want to dress up, you can still do that. And it's cool to show that transition and attract more females to the sport. And in doing so, you really became a role model of the sport, because I'm sure a lot of young ladies look up to you and go, hey, I can be both sides. I don't have to pick one or the other.
Right.
There's times to jump in the dirt and there's times to get all dolled up too.
Cool.
Thanks. So this weekend we're jumping in the dirt.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Not
in the Georgia red clay.
I know. Not that we. Yeah. Don't get that dirty. It's never gonna come out.
I know. I got some on my pants.
Yeah. Not that we don't know you're playing this weekend, but your goals. Coming back after Manchester.
We have a little shake-up in the ladies side of things. Speaking of which, Elise is out.
Yeah.
So that adds a little twist to the things.
I mean, one of my goals this year for 2014 period is really just to, like, race more. I mean, back in 2011 and 12, my focus was more just Supercross. And then 2013, it was like I was limited to what races I could do because of switching federations and stuff. And then now this year, my goal really is just to race as much as possible, because I think racing is the best training.
Agreed, 100%.
It's it's easy to practice gates by yourself, but it's even harder to practice gates with 7 other people in the gate with you that are all gunning for the same spot in that first turn. So I mean, really, just the goal for this weekend is just to race and be in race mode and train in race mode.
Well, she said it, people. I mean, nothing's better than racing. And so if you're at home trying to think, oh, I'm training for the next race, or I'm training for this, just get out there and do it.
Get out to, and that doesn't mean if it's your local track, a double points, a red line cut, whatever it may be, get out there and get on the gate and race. Support your local program, because in doing so, in going to those local races, just like we all started out, it helps you battle those nerves, helps you get over that, so you can take these next steps and race nationals and turn pro and be ready to go.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm out.
Cool.
Well, I guess that's the training tip for the day. AC, best of luck to you this weekend.
Thanks.
And we're going to cut to one more commercial break.
USA BMX is the world's largest sanctioning body for the sport of bicycle motocross racing. Every week, riders from age 2 to as old as 60 are racing BMX at a local track. With skill levels including novice, intermediate, expert, and even pro, there is an opportunity for everyone to compete. With over 400 tracks in North America, you are guaranteed to find a track in your area. All it takes is a bicycle and helmet to get started. BMX is the only action sport in the Olympic Games. For more information and to find a track near you, visit usabmx.com and get started today.
Meet Dan and his dog Bongo. They started their own dog biscuit company, but Dan wanted more, so Dan worked with Fast Signs. They created a plan to attract more customers, get more business, wag more tails. Still, Dan wanted more, and Fast Signs provided more. Fast Signs help with digital displays, mobile marketing, merchandising, fleet graphics, and more. Now Dan has more sales, more locations, more of the good life. And more is exactly what Fast Signs delivers. More than fast, more than signs, more than 530 locations worldwide.
Okay, guys, we got one more interviewer of today. We're out here with Malik Binloss. We got Malik. How you been, bud?
I've been good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's new, man?
Nothing. Just got back from Jamaica not too long ago, so I've just been traveling a lot and just relaxing, training.
You're making me crazy.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. There we go. There we go. I was waiting for it.
Jamaica, vacation. What are you doing in Jamaica?
Work? Because in case you guys didn't know, like we had Amanda Carr on earlier, you've recently switched national teams. You were from Team USA, and now you are riding for
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Yes. You're making me crazy.
He's making us all crazy, this guy. Donnie's making us all crazy for sure.
But yeah, I was in Jamaica. Like you said, I switched to Jamaica national team, and I went over there to see how the program was doing and help build the program. And I did a little clinic, and I helped give out stuff. And you know, I just wanted to go over there and help out Jonathan and see how the program was building and help build it up.
That's awesome. How is everything over there?
It's good. I mean, you know, Jamaica, it's a small island. They don't really have a lot of money, but
if you need some guys to go over there and teach clinics or something like that, give me or Donnie a call. We'll go hang out in Jamaica for a week.
I'm pretty good at bobsledding. So
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Donnie would be down.
I'm there.
He's definitely fit the stature of a bobsledder for sure.
Just put me in the front, I'll drive.
Either that or a long distance runner, one of the two. Just sign you up.
Yeah, that'll be good.
So you had a good time over there?
Yeah. It was really fun.
All right, excellent. So a little bit more relevant, we're here at a USA BMX National. You turned pro this year. You killed it last year. You got the national #1 title, and now you're in the pro class. How does it feel to kind of switch from that amateur thing, even though you still race some of the junior elite stuff and stuff like that, but now you're in the big dogs. You're doing it for some cash, making a little bit of money when it's races. How's that been?
It's a big step up, actually. When I was expert and thinking about going pro, I didn't think it was going to be that much of a step up. But I realized once I did my first race that it's a big step up. All you guys, especially you guys, train nonstop every day. I mean, you guys take a couple breaks, but like every day, just nonstop. Wake up in the morning, train, eat, afternoon train. You know, and
who does that? Who does? Not this guy. He sleeps, he eats. I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm not winning, but I don't know. Continue.
All right, well, did you do that?
Every now and then. I did that when I was your age, man. Me and Donnie, we have what's called a base now, so we don't have to do that training quite so much anymore.
All right, well.
No, I'm just giving you a hard time, man. Yeah, you got to live like an athlete. You can't just get on today's gate. Me and Donnie are just giving you a hard time. We know exactly what it's like. There's one thing of riding your bicycle and racing amateur and putting some effort into it, and then when you switch to pro, you really have to live like that pro. And that's what you're talking about. You're talking about eating, sleeping, training, and living like a professional athlete.
Yep.
So for the viewers, how old are you?
19.
He's 19. A decent age to go pro. I think that was about the time that I stepped up to pro. Are you happy with how your amateur career went? Do you think that you could have did more? Do you want to do more? Or is your focus now the pro ranks and where you can go from in there?
I was definitely happy how my whole amateur years were going. I think I stepped up to pro at the right time. I think I just need to get into the motion and keep training, and I'm gonna stay in the pro series and see how I do.
Well, of course. I mean, it's nothing to rush into. If people are trying to, turn pro as soon as they can.
Yeah.
They want to make the Olympics. They have all these aspirations. Like, it's a long career,
yeah,
and the more you try and push it, the harder it's going to be because injuries happen, setbacks happen. That plays with your mentals. So I think the way you're doing it is fine. I mean, you accomplished so much as an amateur. It was only fitting to take the next step to go pro. And now I think you're looking at it correctly in that you're not rushing anything. You're going to just see where it goes. You know you're going to be successful. I mean, any kind of threat that you were to us and the American Olympic team was there. Because we were scared. We were like, oh, my gosh, here comes Malik. It's just going to be another one.
Any kid who gets a USA BMX #1 amateur title has some heat behind them.
Yeah.
They're ready to go straight into that pro class, and we've seen it with countless riders in the past, like a rider like yourself, like a guy like Herman, plenty of guys in the past who have won that title and just walk straight into the pro class.
So what is your goal? And now that you're a pro, seeing some results, what is your goal for the remainder of this year?
I'm going to be racing some elite races and pro races, but I just want to see myself progress. Try to start making semis. Like in Texas, I did pretty good, but I want to just in elite races just make semis, make quarters, and hopefully make mains. But I'm just trying to see myself progress.
And that's the key is the progression. You always like to see that. You never want to stay stagnant or fall behind.
Yeah.
But so that's a good mentality. You're not going to sit up here and be like, I'm going to be #1 pro this year. You just want to see that progress, which will eventually yield those results and the titles in the future.
Yep.
So.
All right, buddy. All right. Well, hey, man, it was great to talk to you. It was great to give you, everybody at home a little more insight of who the guy is behind the helmet. And Malik,
he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, he is.
He
He sure is. He sure is.
Appreciate that.
Good luck.
I wouldn't mind you reciprocating. How do I look?
Donnie, you are beautiful. You are beautiful. Every now and then we just got to tell him that. Okay. All right. Donnie, you're great looking.
Thanks.
So, okay, guys, we're going to cut to our last commercial break of the day. And Malik, good luck to you out there on the track, and we'll see you on the gate for practice soon, bud.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I was born in California like my new stats bloodline.
Okay, riders, let's set them up.
But I didn't start racing until my family and I moved back here to Toluca, Mexico when I was 11. I ride and train now all the time. Maybe one day I'll go back to racing the USA. Maybe even win the USA BMX Grand Nationals. My name is Andres Aviles, but they just call me Cheeto.
All right, back here with the USA BMX pre-show. I think we're doing something a little different this time. We're bringing some kids in because that's the sport.
We have USA BMX racers and the family members that support these racers.
Absolutely. We have Henry here. Henry, what's the deal with you, man? Where are you from? How long you been racing? Do you like BMX? Talk to us.
I've been racing 4 years.
Okay.
And I'm from Okeechobee BMX.
Ooh, in Florida.
That's a good track, too. How do you like that track?
It's like really smooth.
Yeah? It's really smooth? Who's the local pros out there?
Tyler Farrow and Benny Wright.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, two good guys.
Yeah.
So Henry, you said you've been racing for 4 years. So what, are you expert? You
Yeah.
pro? Are you pro? Are you racing us this weekend?
I'm expert.
He's
I
expert.
don't know.
huh?
You sure you're not racing us? You look pretty fast.
Well, he looks the same size as me, so it's possible.
Him and Donnie are about the same bike, but
Yeah, okay, got it. So-ups, we're still on those. All right, so Henry, you're expert. You've been racing for a while. What do you look to do out here this weekend? Are you looking to win? Do you want to get a top 3? What's your goal?
to win.
Your goal is to win, all right.
That's
So
right.
that's a good goal to have. So in the sport, you got into it for what reason?
Because I didn't want a boring sport to do.
You don't want a boring sport. Perfect answer.
there you go. That says BMX. That's what it is right there. It's not a boring sport to do.
Not a boring sport.
I
It's
think that's the USA BMX new slogan.
cool. It's in an individual sport. You can have fun. You can be cool. Hang out with your friends. Right? You got it all. That's good. Who are the people behind us? Do you know them? Or are they just coming in here to ruin the shot?
Yeah, I know them.
Who are they?
Luke, I don't know him, and Parker.
Is that your mom?
Mm-hmm.
That's your.
Well, you can introduce your mom too.
And my
She's part of
mom.
the program. She paid for you to be here.
I flew you here.
All right, guys. Well, we had an awesome time having these kids come on out, and this is what the sport's all about. Hey, guys, have fun out there. Be safe, all right? We're going to wrap things up here right now with the USA BMX Pro Series pre-show, and we'll see you guys at the next episode.